What's up, everybody? I wanted to come back to you with another video today to discuss the HEROES Act, which is part two of the CARES Act. More than likely, we should say the reinvented CARES Act. It corrects a lot of the things that were broken inside of the CARES Act, and it gives a lot more flexibility for more people to get the stimulus payment. A lot of people that are frustrated as of today, May 13th, a lot of SSI recipients were supposed to receive it, SSDI and Social Security. So many people that did not receive it. They specifically spell it out in the HEROES Act. And I'm going to read all of it to you next. I'm going to give you the Cliff Note version of it and let you know how much money you can expect to receive from the HEROES Act. Stay tuned. We're going to talk about that next. Hello, everybody. My name is Paul Zachary Shelton Jr., and I'm the Chief Investment Officer of Ward Shore Advisors. We are a wealth management and investment management firm located in Orlando, Florida, with clients all across the United States. If you have any questions about investment management, wealth management, financial planning, any of those things, please reach out to us directly. We'll be more than happy to work with you. Also, if this is your first time coming to my channel, I ask that you please hit the subscribe button. Please ring the bell so you can get a notification each time I upload a new video. And also, please like and share this video. It helps me grow the financial literacy of our globe. So hopefully everyone got their stimulus payments today. I received a lot of comments earlier today. And unfortunately, I would say about 40% of those comments were saying that I did not receive it. So hopefully as the day progresses, hopefully you'll see more and more direct deposits coming. I do want to advise that the Social Security Administration advised that they would mail out physical paper checks on May the 15th, which is this upcoming Friday. So it's very possible for some reason, which I would not understand, that they didn't put it on a direct express card or they didn't do it to direct deposit, even though they have the information and that they sent out a check. As soon as I get more information about that, I will let you know. But I want to dive into the HEROES Act, and it essentially stands for the Health and Economic Recovery Omnibus Solutions Act. So it's a lot of stuff in this act. It's a lot of money that's going to be disseminated out. And the first part of the act is really talking about giving money more so to the government agencies and to a lot of the businesses that are for essentials, the essentials workers, the grocery stores, the hospitals, health organizations, and providing them really with the supplies and finances that they need to help them get through this economic pandemic, essentially, that we're in right now. But there were several updates that took place that talked about the dependent children, that talked about dependent adults, corrections that were made with the Social Security numbers, some of the offsets, levies, and garnishments, the representative payees, which has been a big topic. And also with SSI, SSDI, Social Security, VA, railroad benefits, all those things they provided updates for. And I'm going to give them to you right now. So starting off with the dependent child. So everyone is frustrated because it said dependent child 16 years of age or younger. So that pretty much eliminates a lot of people that could be 18 years old when they graduate from high school. You do have 18-year-olds that are in high school, 17-year-olds that are in high school, that are living in your house, that are eating your cereal, eating your dinner every day that you're paying for, but they were not counted for whatever reason, I don't know. So that has been changed. That has been updated as part of as part of the HEROES Act. And the way they're putting this as the HEROES Act and the CARES Act, and there's corrections from the CARES Act for the HEROES Act. So it's going to be leaning more so towards anyone that you can claim on your taxes, you're essentially going to get a stimulus payment for. So if that child is 17 years old, if that child's 18 years old, if that child's in college, if that is an adult, you will receive the dependent stimulus for them. Now, there has been some changes to the dependent amount. I'm going to announce that next down below. Also, with the CARES Act, there was an issue with the Social Security number. So if you had a Social Security number, you were given the stimulus payment. But if you had an ITIN number instead of a Social Security number, you did not qualify. And it also disadvantaged a lot of people that were filed jointly. If one spouse had a Social Security number, SSN, and the other spouse did not, then neither one of them got it if they're filed jointly. So with the HEROES Act, that has been corrected. So if you have an ITIN number and you file jointly with your spouse that has an SSN number, it says your spouse would receive the payment for the SSN number, but not for the ITIN number. So they're still not getting the payment, but the spouse still will get something. So you'll get a portion, you'll get some of it. It doesn't say though, with dependents. I'm assuming that the dependents will still be treated the same in those situations, but it does not spell it out specifically how those dependents would receive it. So there's a correction to offsets as well. So before with the CARES Act, the only offset that was available was if you had past due child support. So right now it says the only offset to stimulus checks under the CARES Act was for past due child support. The HEROES Act would change that. And so it's going to change it significantly, and more than likely you're going to be able to receive the stimulus. Please remember, this is still a proposal. It is not a bill and it's not signed into law. This is a proposal that the House put forth yesterday. Nancy Pelosi, as the ranking leading member of the House of Representatives, put this proposal forth. They're planning to vote on it this week. So hopefully if they vote on it and it passes, then it'll go to the Senate. If they pass it, then it goes to the president for a signature. So these things are still subject to change, but this is where it stands as of right now, and this is the most concrete information that we have regarding everything. It spoke about corrections for levies and garnishments as well. So it says, while only child support was offset by the feds under the CARES Act, once payments hit bank accounts, they could be subject to seizure or garnishment to satisfy existing liabilities. The HEROES Act would require the payments to be coded in an obvious manner so that banks would not allow payments to be seized to satisfy certain legal obligations. So it looks like they're protecting it in a much better manner. I did have several people reach out to me and say I had a past due amount from a loan with my personal bank. As soon as the stimulus money went in there, the bank took it out. So it looks like the federal government is trying to go ahead and prevent this from happening anymore, so people can actually get the stimulus money and be able to spend it. So that is a good thing. The next thing that they talked about is the representative payees. So that was a very, very big issue, and that has been a very, very big issue. As of right now, the Social Security Administration posted on their website that they have not determined an exact date of when they would be able to send out the payments for those who have a payee, or those who are recipients of Social Security, SSDI, whatever the case, and have a payee. Those could be minors or they can be adults, but that may not have the capacity to manage their own financial affairs. So it's very frustrating that, you need the money, but you still were not able to receive it. So they provided some clarification on that for the representative payee. So this is what it says, and I know I'm gonna get plenty of comments down below asking me exactly the same thing that I just read, but this is it right here. So one of the points of confusion under the CARES Act was whether the representative payees of Social Security, Veteran Affairs, Railroad, Retirement Board benefits could accept the payment. The answer under the HEROES Act would be yes. So yes, provided that the representative payee used the payment for the beneficiary. Assuming you're going to use the payment for the beneficiary, I don't think anyone out there is going to receive the payment and not use it for the beneficiary. That's just not what we're doing. So the answer for that is now yes. Now, it was yes before, but we just don't know the timing. They didn't give us the timing on when those payments were coming out for the representative payee, when you would receive those payments. So the last big thing and the most important thing that everyone's really interested about is the dollar amount. So how much of stimulus money will each family get, will each adult get, will each child, each dependent receive? So I'm gonna give you all that information right now. So the new checks are gonna still be the same as they were before for the adults. $1,200 for a single adult, and the same phase outs, take place before if you had an income phase out or whatever the case may be. If you made too much and is phased down a little bit below that, those are still in place just like before. So it'll be $1,200 per adult, If you filed a joint tax return, that's $2,400. And under the CARES Act for dependents, you would receive $500 for each additional dependent, minor dependent, child dependent. Remember, before it was 16 and under, up to 3 dependents. So if you were a family of 5, you would get $2,400 for the adults. And if you had 3 children, it would be an additional $500 for each child. That would give you a total of $3,900. Under the HEROES Act, they made a significant change to the dependent pay. So the dependents are actually planning to get a little bit more income. It's going to be $1,200 per each dependent as opposed to the $500. So if you're a family of 5 that got $3,900 before under the CARES Act, as of now under the HEROES Act, you would receive $6,000. That's a significant increase. So this act does not spell out continuous payments. I know a lot of people floated that around to receive $2,000 per month for ongoing basis. But it does give you the amounts, a lot higher amounts when it comes to the dependent pay, and it does include more dependents on there. The children dependents, the age is lifted up higher than that. You can claim your kids if they're in college and still receive the dependent pay for them, which would be the $1,200. As the same for adults or parents that you may claim on your taxes as well. You would receive the pay for them. So one last thing that I wanted to note on here is that Congress clearly states that the payments should be automatic for those receiving Social Security, retirement, or disability benefits, SSI, the railroad benefits, or VA. So there should be no question as to when and or to if you're going to receive it, I should say. When is the question. We don't know when they're going to disseminate it. That's why it was very important that you update the IRS portal with your information. I know they advised for everyone to do it before, and then they said if you're on SSI, disability income, VA, all that stuff, you don't have to do it. But the truth of the matter is that the Social Security Administration is not communicating fluently with the IRS. And it's a hiccup in there in getting the checks out. So if you want your information updated and sent out quicker, they gave an initial deadline of today, Wednesday, March 13th at noon to update that information for direct deposit on there. Hopefully they will extend that when this HEROES Act is passed. And if they do, I would encourage everyone to go on to the website, the IRS portal, update your information so that you can receive your stimulus payment and it won't be a drawn out affair. If you have any questions about any of this, please leave a comment below. I do my best to get to all of those comments. And if this is your first time coming to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Please like this video. Please share it. It is my goal to increase the financial literacy of our globe, and you can help me do that. Thank you so much, and you have a great day.